On Tuesday night, we had our weekly pray and play. It was a crochet and pray this week, but I digress. We start out these streams by diving into God's Word, and this week we talked about Matthew 10:42, and this verse has been bouncing around in my head ever since then, and I feel like it's actually connected to Geek'd Con and other cons and what we do there. So today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about Matthew 10:42. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and we are so glad that you have hit play today. Do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, but if you don't watch past this point, know that you are loved, you are cared for, and there is a plan and a purpose for your life. Matthew 10:42 says this, "And whoever gives one of these little ones even a cup of cold water because he is a disciple, truly I say to you, he will by no means lose his reward." Like I said, this verse has been bouncing around in my head all week. And we're going to talk about how it applies to Geek'd Con, to other cons, to daily life, to work, to everything. And when you break down this verse, it's Jesus telling his disciples. When you break this verse down, it is Jesus telling his disciples that they will be rewarded for doing good things in his name. Not just good things, but doing it because they know that he would want them to do it. Now, when we include other scriptures, we get a fuller picture of what this verse is saying to us. So in 2 Corinthians, it says this, "For what we proclaim is not ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, with ourselves as your servant for Jesus' sake. For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ." Now, when you read these verses in the context of each other, then you see a clear picture of what's happening. Jesus or Paul is telling us that we need to take care of people. We need to help people to do things, do good things, because we are representatives of him. We are legitimately sometimes the only people, the only Jesus that some people will meet is through you. By you living out your faith, you are showing Jesus to other people. And as a result, if you are kind, then they go, "Oh, well, maybe Jesus is kind." And it's a correlation thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't use these words. Don't take what I'm saying and use it to weigh yourself down. We're all human. We are all working through this thing called sanctification, except for the AI. They don't count. In this sense, they don't count. So don't use this to make yourself feel anxious or stressed or like you're not doing good enough, because everybody has to work out their own salvation, which also means that you have to work out how you best can be a representation of Christ, of how you can best share his gospel. And if you make a misstep that reflects badly on God, ask for forgiveness. Tell the person that you did it to or did it in front of or whatever it was, the person who doesn't know God, go, "Hey, I'm sorry, that was inappropriate. I should not have done that." And let them see that they also don't have to be perfect to be representations or reflections of Christ. Now, I know that you are in the back of your head going, "Celeste, what does this have to do with Geek'd Con?" Geek'd Con was an opportunity for Dallas and I to share cups of cold water with our fellow geeks. It was an opportunity for us to reflect Christ and represent Christ. Not literally Geek'd Con. We did not distribute food or liquids. We abided by the rules that were to be had. We were there on the con floor to have fun, to go to the panels, to talk to the other vendors, to talk to the celebrities, to talk to our fellow geeks, yes. But we were also there with the intention of letting people know that God loved them. And I know that some of you devoted geeks were there, and you were doing your thing. And you also were being reflections of Christ in how you handled things and how you dealt with people. Sometimes, and I don't know about everywhere else, but sometimes the nicest thing you can do is just be nice to the fast food place. We don't have great customer service here in Shreveport. I don't know why. It's just a thing, and you'd be amazed how things change when you go, thank you. Or you compliment them, or you specify their name. Dallas does that a lot. He'll pick their name up off the name tag and go, thank you, so-and-so. And it makes people feel better about themselves. That is being a reflection or a representation of Christ. So as you go about your week until the next devotion comes out, strive to be a better reflection of Christ, because that is legitimately the goal, to be a better reflection and representation of Christ and his mission and his gospel. Okay guys, that was your devotion for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little different than what we normally do. I hope you liked it. It's different, so we'll see. Don't forget to check us out on all the socials. As of the release of this video, we should have a new episode of We Read Allegedly coming out the next morning, and so we're very excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is now time for the question of the week. The question of the week is what have y'all been into recently? I've just started / almost finished with a Harry Dresden Files book. And I forget how much I enjoy that. And then I've been crocheting a lot of hats, which you would know if you were in our stream on Monday. We will be streaming again next Monday. Dallas will be streaming. Not sure what he's doing yet, but something will be happening on Monday. So yeah, just put in the comment down below. What have you been into? What new shows? What new properties? What old properties? Old shows? What books have you been into? Like, just throw it in the comments. I'm intrigued to see what our devoted geeks are into at the moment. With all that being said, stay devoted. Peace and love.